If you haven't seen both endings of Resident Evil Revelations 2, I advise that you do not watch this video until you do. Or unless you really don't give a shit about the series and just want to hear me rant even though you have no idea what I'm talking about. Either way, here we go. Now, I'm not even going to bother showing you any of the cutscenes or whatever, because to be honest, it will just be easier for me to just tell you what happened. Um, I mean, for those of you who've seen it, I don't need to show you. I just want to put all this out there. I mean, there's so many things wrong with it. The story later on, like the second half of the story of Revelations 1, it took a huge nosedive after one choice that you make in a boss fight, where you fight Neil at the end of Claire's Chapter 3 campaign. Chapter 3 in her campaign. Episode 3 in her campaign. You know what the fuck I mean. Anyway, he grabs Claire and Moira. I mean, he grabs Claire and Claire's gun like falls out of her. Okay, now it gives you a prompt to tap square to like whip out another gun or something, or grab that gun and then shoot Neil, which activates the bad ending because Moira didn't shoot the gun. Now, it doesn't give you a prompt, nor does it automatically cut to Moira. You have to actually remember to press triangle to switch to Moira while the game is telling you to actually tap square. How the fuck are you supposed to know that? I mean, you're actually supposed to remember to to press triangle at any given time. You have to remember that element. It's a good thing about the game, but I mean, at that moment, you are told to tap square as Clara. The game tricks you into getting the fucking bad ending. Now, I'll get to the bad ending later on. Let's just start off at that moment. Moira, if Moira doesn't learn to shoot a gun, or I'm sorry, like face her fears of shooting a gun after what happened with her and her sister Polly, she doesn't face that fear, and so later on at the end of Claire's episode 4, when she seemingly gets crushed by a bunch of rocks, the fear virus, which I'll get to later, the fear virus the virus that triggers when you're afraid, she gets scared if she doesn't shoot the gun, and she transforms. She literally transforms. I mean, it doesn't actually show it to you, but I'm guessing her body like dies as she's transforming, because like it just like shows her hand like, and that's it, and you never see her throughout the rest of the game. My fucking computer is on like a power save thing. I keep my hand off of it for like fucking like 5 minutes and the thing goes. Anyway, it's kind of annoying, but anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the choice. So if you do shoot the gun with Moira, the same thing happens. The same exact fucking thing happens. Only she doesn't transform. But it still appears as though she died, right? Wrong. When you play the struggle, which is actually comes after the main game, if you happen to get the good ending first, without knowing how the hell she went, how the hell she came to Barry, the struggle kind of fits that spot and kind of like lets you know what happens. The Russian guy that they meet in the sewer, Yevgeny, um, apparently, uh, or it's implied. I guess it's implied that he saves her in the fallen tower, even though why the fuck would he be there? Did he hear her gunshot? Because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be able to travel from the fucking sewer to the top of the fucking falling tower in between that allotted time. Do you think he was like fucking stalking them the whole time? No. He didn't give a fucking shit. He almost shot Moira in the face. So why the hell did Yevgeny save her? That wasn't explained. It's not even explained why or how Moira was saved by Yevgeny. Because first of all, what I just said kind of proves a point. Like, why would he be there? But also, um, her organs were crushed. I mean, there was a fucking pool of blood. She was laying in a fucking pool of her own blood. She would have fucking died. Okay? But at the beginning of the struggle, at the start of the struggle main game, all you see is a fucking bandage on like her calf, or I'm sorry, like her thigh, her left thigh. Ooh, what happened to the rest of her fucking body? Yeah, a pool of blood from a thigh cut. Anyway, that's the Moira side of the choice thing. Now for Claire, which isn't nearly as bad. Claire jumps from the top of the building, and she doesn't dive either. She doesn't like do this. She doesn't dive. She like does like a fucking rainbow jump off the tower as it's going down and collapsing. Um, if that was real life, she probably would have died. You're talking a fall that's hundreds of feet tall or high. Sorry. Um, Water where the tower is on like land, but it's like kind of like an island almost. Um, I don't really know, but peninsula, whatever. I kind of forgot. But she fell in water and was really close to the tower, so I'm assuming there'd be like rocks like directly underneath the surface of the fucking water. She would have hit the fucking rocks and she would have died. Now um it's implied that she got found by like a rescue boat or something. And then the next time you see her is when she's being carried in an emergency room or hospital through the doors with a gurney. She's on a gurney, and Barry is running with her, asking what happened to her daughter, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. She dead. She's dead. She dead. Sorry, Barry. She dead." And then Barry's like, "Oh my God, Maya. Oh no. Oh." And then fucking so it doesn't really explain to you how Moira was saved, and it doesn't really explain to you how Clara was saved. So that right there, it leaves too much up for interpretation. Not necessarily plot holes because it is implied that Yevgeny saved Moira in the struggle, but as for Claire, you know, was it a helicopter that found her? Was it a boat? You never know. You don't know. It doesn't give you any details, and it is completely. There's too many interpretations or implications, and not enough actual explanations. Give me explanations. Now that leaves me to the fear virus. Okay, everyone on the island before Barry came were injected with this fear virus that when they got afraid, they would infect into Ouroboros. So now Claire and Moira. Oh, I forgot about Claire. Yeah, the next time you see Claire, after the hospital, you see her up on the. There's too many things wrong with it. I can't explain it in order because this is the most riddled mess I've ever seen in any Resident Evil story by far ever. Um, the next time you see her, she's on like a helicopter saving Barry and Natalia and Moira with a fucking sniper rifle and a rocket launch. And I'll get to that later on, I guess. I just wanted to let you know when the next time you see her is. You already know, of course, but anyway. Um, Never explained it. It never explained whether they were able to kill the virus inside Clara as she was in the hospital. And it never explained in an epilogue or whatever if they were able to do the same thing with Moira. For all I know, those two characters still have the Ouroboros. I'm not too sure about Natalia, but I have a feeling something is still inside her because the epilogue kind of ended in a cliffhanger where she said something really cryptic, reading a book and sort of crack a smile. It was really disturbing, and I didn't know what the fuck that was. That was never explained. I don't know what the hell. I don't know if this is gonna lead into like a Revelations 3 or not or something. Or probably Claire's gonna get killed off or something, turn into a fucking monster or something stupid. Uh, anyway, yeah. So the fear virus concept, which is actually kind of like the biggest plot hole for me that pissed me off, was the unexplained conditions of these characters and whether or not the fear virus is still in them. Um, and now for the endings. All right. So with the good ending, Barry of course defeats Alex Wesker. Alex almost possesses Natalia until Moira comes and, you guessed it, comes out of nowhere and shoots Alex, and that stops the possession. And fuck it right up the ass, and Barry laughs. I'm just That's not all of it, but um, anyway, so they escape out of that building or whatever. They come along a cliffside and they find Clara, as I mentioned before, her helicopter rise up from the edge of a cliff, very cinematic like. And she's like dressed like fucking Ada Wong for some reason. And so they go on board, and then Barry's like, I have some unfinished business to attend to. And he's like, I got this for this fucking Magnum, which is actually pretty badass because he's always had that Magnum since like the beginning of the series. The Magnum is like his signature weapon. Anyway, um, even though you don't actually have to use it, and you probably wouldn't if you have no ammo for it. But anyway, um, so you damage Alex enough times until Clara whips out the iconic rocket launcher, the kind of the end game weapon for the most of the Resident Evil games. So she shoots Alex with the rocket launcher. That kills her, and they get back Barry and they fly home. And then on the epilogue, it mentions something about peers and it kind of leads up to Resident Evil 5 because Revelations 2 takes place. I'm sorry. Resident Evil 6, because Revelations 2 takes place before 6. Um, so that's that. That's the good ending. Only one problem. There's one kind of big problem. How the fuck did Moira know where Barry was? How the hell was she supposed to, how did she follow his steps? I mean, I remember that time when she shows him the thing and she's like, "You did all of this for me?" And then like I don't even remember her picking that up or discovering it and being like, "Holy shit, my father's looking for me." I'm not too sure. From what I can remember, and they never explained that. They never explained how she found it. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I probably am, but whatever. I never explained any of that in the struggle. So that's a huge fucking problem. How the hell did she come across Barry? I mean, until the time when she does find him at the end of the struggle mission, where she's like around the corner, she hears something, and then you see her like surprised to see Barry. She's like surprised to see Barry, like Dad, and he's like fucking like on the floor like dying or something or whatever. And then that's when that good ending comes in. So that's that plot hole rant out of the way. And now for the bad ending, which isn't even much of an ending. So the bad ending activates when you don't shoot the gun as Moira at the end of Claire's episode 3. Um, she transforms. Yevgeny doesn't come to save her, but um, you yeah, that's funny because I don't know. I'm pretty sure if Yevgeny came to save her, it'd probably be because he heard a gunshot. But like I said, how the fuck is he supposed to hear it and differentiate it from that gunshot to the other gunshots he hears? And it's fucking, it just you see what I mean? It just pisses you off so fucking much. Like you can't ponder it. You can't make up any explanation that validates any of this. Um, was I supposed to? I was trying to talk about the bad ending, and I got sidetracked on something else that I hated. Anyway, she doesn't shoot the gun. She dies. So she isn't there to save Barry and Natalia. So basically, Natalia gets possessed and walks away from Barry, and Barry's like, "Oh, Natalia, no!" And then, evidently, he just falls over and dies. He didn't look like he was hurt. Did he like die of a broken heart or something? Poor Barry. Oh God, I lost both my daughters. Oh, oh man, that's basically the thick of it. That's my fucking 20-minute long rant, or close to. Oh, I spit on the camera, not in the camera, the computer. If I spit in the computer, I'd go all the way there. Um, I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, so let's say if you get the bad ending first, and you play through the struggle. Well, that makes no sense. You see, the game doesn't prevent you from like doing the right thing before playing something else that links that good thing together. Hell, you can actually play through the struggle and Little Miss uh, before even beating the game. I mean, you can literally play those uh, extra chapters after the first episode is completed. Bad mistake. The same mistake that Capcom patched meaning made worse in Resident Evil 6 when you can play through Ada Wong's campaign first, which kind of spoils like all the other 3 campaigns, Leon, Chris, and Jake. You know, God damn it. The rest of the game on a narrative level is fine. Like until that Neo boss fight, the whole game was brilliantly written. Uh, it was that choice that really fucked it up. They shouldn't have given you a choice. They should have just given you. They should have just like made it so that it automatically switches to Moira. You shoot the gun with Moira, and then that's it. And then everything else falls into place. My computer just like shut off. This computer fucking sucks, man. I hate this bitch computer. Oh, sorry, you're still there? Just kidding. And oh, they brought back another good thing they brought back along with the storyline prior to that fucking choice were the files, and I forgot to mention this in my review. the files that you found were very relevant. And they were a lot like the older Resident Evils where you just find them lying around and they gave you more backstory of what's really going on and hints that were actually really important that made the game feel like what Resident Evil 6 should have been. Fuck you! The world's crashing before me. I'm sorry. I just got done playing Azura's Wrath. Anyway, the Resident Evil games usually don't have choices, and in my opinion, I don't like choices in a Resident Evil game because it's just supposed to be very, straightforward, very clear cut, not like contorted like that at all. See, the thing is, the choice isn't even like expressed right. You find out it was a choice in the mission select, and whichever character is in the front of the other is the character you chose to shoot Neil with. That makes, like, oh my god, how the fuck are you supposed to find that out? I found it out after like fucking like hours and hours and hours and hours of fucking pondering, like realizing, what happened in Claire's episode 3? Hmm, hmm, hmm. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah. You know, Capcom, just stick with the one path, no choice storyline, alright? Because it was okay back then. It was fine like that. Alright? You know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Well, how about, if it ain't broke, don't fucking break it! You know? Oh my god. Alright, well, this rant is going on almost as long as my review of the game itself, so I pretty much said all I needed to say. What the fuck, guys? Okay, for those of you who have played the game, played through it, saw both the endings, which, by the way, the bad ending wasn't really much of an ending, because all that happened was like a fucking 30-second cutscene of Italian getting possessed, and then Barry dying, and then that's it, and no epilogue. There was no substance to the bad ending at all, so what's the point of giving you a fucking choice? And it like literally decoys you into getting the bad choice. Ooh, do this, tap the square button. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. Tap the fucking square button. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's it. And then you get the bad ending. For those of you who may know the meaning of this, comment below. Please comment below, okay? Because, God, my head is gonna explode. Thank you for watching. If you like these videos, if you like these rants, please subscribe. Subscribe! And as always, thank you for watching.